You were not born to live in limitation. You were not born to shrink yourself to fit into someone else's idea of who you should be. You are here as a spark of the infinite, a piece of the divine, walking in human form. And yet somewhere along the way you may have forgotten. You may have believed the voices that told you to play it safe, to stay small, to live according to fear rather than faith. But I'm here to remind you, you are limitless. Limitless is not about ego, ambition, or striving. It's about remembering the truth of your being. That you came from a source of infinite love, and that source is not outside you, it lives within you. When you truly remember this, you stop chasing. You stop comparing. You stop doubting. You start living. You are not your past. You are not your labels. You are not your failures or even your successes. You are spirit, eternal and free, temporarily in this physical body, but never defined by it. And when you know this, something awakens in you, a quiet power, a calm certainty, a deep knowing that nothing and no one can take away your peace, your worth, your light. The world will try to tell you who you are. It will try to box you in with its judgments, its measurements, its fears. But those are illusions. The truth is not found in the world's noise. The truth is found in the stillness within, in those quiet moments when you listen not to the outer voices, but to your inner guidance, to that whisper of your soul that says you are already enough. You always have been. Everything you need is already inside you. Love, wisdom, courage, they are not something you acquire, they are something you uncover. Peel away the layers of doubt, strip away the stories of lack, and there you are, whole, perfect, limitless. When you live from this space, you stop trying to control everything. You trust, you surrender, you allow life to unfold, not according to your ego's plans, but according to a higher rhythm, a divine intelligence that is always working for your good. You begin to flow, to create, to love without condition, because you are no longer coming from need, but from abundance. And so I ask you, what would your life look like if you stopped believing the lie of limitation? What dreams would you dare to follow? What love would you open your heart to? What fears would you release if you truly remembered that you are limitless? There is nothing more to prove. There is only something to remember. That you came from love, and you are here to express love. That you are an infinite being, having a temporary experience. That you are powerful beyond measure, and worthy beyond description. So stop waiting, stop doubting, go inward, remember who you are, remember the truth of your being, and then live from that truth, not tomorrow, not someday, but now, because this is your time, this is your moment. You are limitless, and the world is waiting for you to remember. You are not defined by the circumstances of your birth, the shape of your body, or the roles you play in this life. You are so much more than that. You are not your job title, your bank account, your successes, or your failures. These are temporary expressions, fleeting moments in time. But they do not reflect the essence of who you truly are. Beneath all the surface layers, beneath all the noise of the external world, there exists a presence within you that is infinite, eternal, and divine. You came into this world as a pure expression of life itself. You did not arrive lacking or broken or incomplete. From the very beginning, you carried the light of the universe within you. There is a divine intelligence that beats your heart, breathes through your lungs, and guides your every step, even when you are unaware of it. That intelligence is not separate from you, it is you. It flows through you, it is expressed as you, and it cannot be diminished by time, fear, or circumstance. When you look at nature, you see this divine intelligence at work. The trees don't struggle to grow, the sun doesn't force itself to shine, the ocean doesn't question its waves. Everything in nature simply allows itself to be, fully, freely, and without resistance. In the same way you are meant to live in alignment with that natural flow of life, to express your unique essence without fear or hesitation. But over time, through conditioning, through experience, and through the voices of others, you may have learned to doubt your light, to question your worth, to limit yourself in order to fit into a world that forgot its own divinity. But forgetting does not mean losing. Your true nature has never left you. It is still there, underneath the layers of self-doubt and fear, waiting for you to remember. And once you begin to awaken to this truth, you realize that nothing outside of you has the power to define you. No person, no institution, no circumstance can take away what you are at your core. You are limitless not because of what you can achieve or accumulate, but because of what you are, a boundless being of love, energy, and light. There is a power in you that has no boundary. It is not something you need to earn or reach for. It is something you need to recognize. When you look in the mirror, do not see just a face or a body. See the miracle of life that moves through you. See the same creative force that gave birth to the stars, that paints the skies, that animates all living things. That force is not distant, it is here now, breathing through you. And it has no limits. When you begin to see yourself in this way, everything changes. You stop living from fear and start living from trust. You stop hiding your gifts and begin to share them freely. You no longer wait for permission to be who you are, because you know that you already are everything you need to be. The divine lives in you. You are whole, you are worthy, and you are capable of far more than your mind can comprehend. Let go of the beliefs that keep you small. Let go of the stories that say you are not enough. They were never true. You have within you the power to create, to heal, to love, and to transform your life in ways beyond imagination. The moment you remember who you are is the moment you step into your limitless nature. And in that space, there is freedom. In that space, there is peace. And in that space, there is a life waiting to be lived, fully, joyfully, and without limits. When you were born, you came into this world without any sense of limitation. As a child, you didn't question your worth, your abilities, or your place in the universe. You didn't wonder whether you deserved love or whether you could achieve your dreams. You simply existed in a natural state of curiosity, wonder, and presence. You learned to walk by falling, and you never saw failure as a reason to stop. You just kept going. That fearlessness, that pure connection to possibility, is your natural state. It is who you truly are beneath the layers of doubt that have been added over time. But as you grew older, the world began to tell you a different story. Slowly, you were taught what you could and could not do. You were taught what was possible and what was impossible. Not by truth, but by the limitations others carried within themselves. You learned to doubt, to question, to shrink yourself, to fit into expectations. Somewhere along the way, you began to believe that you were separate from others, from success, from love, and from the divine energy that flows through all of life. These limitations did not originate from within you, they were learned. You absorbed them from your environment, from the people around you, from culture, from media, and from experiences that may have caused pain or fear. But just because something is learned doesn't mean it's true, and anything that is learned can also be unlearned. The mind is powerful, and it will believe whatever it is consistently told. If you were told that you are not good enough, not smart enough, not worthy enough, you may have accepted those ideas without question. And then you began to live as though they were facts, shaping your choices, your relationships, and your sense of self. But these ideas are not truths. They are simply thoughts, thoughts that have been repeated so often they seem real. Yet like clouds passing through the sky, these thoughts have no substance unless you give them power. The truth is that your spirit has no limits. Your potential is vast because it is not confined by your history or your circumstance. It is not confined by your age, your background, or your current situation. The only limits that exist are the ones you accept. And the moment you begin to question those limits, they start to lose their grip on you. You have within you the ability to choose a different story. You can choose to see yourself not through the lens of fear, but through the lens of love. You can choose to believe that you are capable, that you are worthy, that you are here for a reason greater than simply survival. When you strip away the layers of learned limitation, what remains is pure potential, the freedom to create, to explore, to become more than you ever thought possible. This is not about pretending that challenges don't exist. Life will bring obstacles, but even those are opportunities to remember your power. Every challenge can serve as a doorway to greater strength, greater awareness, and deeper self-love. Limitation is not the obstacle, it is the belief in limitation that holds you back. Once you see that these beliefs were handed to you, not born within you, you can begin the process of releasing them. You are not here to live small, you are here to live fully, to express the fullness of who you are, without apology or fear. The limits you once believed in are not real, they are simply old patterns of thought. And you have the power to change those patterns. You are free to rise above them, to choose again, and to remember that within you lives the same energy that moves the stars, grows the trees, and creates the miracle of life. That energy has no limits, and neither do you. There is a quiet truth that often goes unnoticed in the noise of the world. Everything you need, everything you seek, everything you hope to become, it is already within you. You were not born incomplete. You do not need to search outside yourself for validation, peace, or power. The source of your strength, your love, your wisdom, and your creativity is not something to be acquired, it is something to be remembered and brought forth. The world constantly tells you that you are lacking. Advertisements, institutions, and even well-meaning people suggest that you need to have more, do more, or become someone different in order to be worthy. But these are illusions. The truth is that you already possess everything you could ever need to live a life of fulfillment, purpose, and joy. You are not missing any essential piece of the puzzle. The treasure is within, waiting for your awareness to shine upon it. You are the source of your peace. It is not found in a quiet room, a perfect circumstance, or a faraway. True peace is the stillness inside you, the calm presence that remains untouched no matter what storms arise around you. When you learn to turn inward, to connect with that place of silence, you find that peace is not something to seek, it is something you already are. You are the source of your love. You do not need another person to complete you or make you feel lovable. Love is your natural state. It flows through you effortlessly when you let go of fear, judgment, and the need for approval. The more you allow love to flow from within you, towards yourself, towards others, towards life, the more you realize that you are not a seeker of love. You are the very presence of love itself. You are the source of your challenges will come, and life will sometimes stretch you in ways that feel overwhelming. But you have within you an inner resilience, a quiet power that rises to meet whatever comes. It is not brute force, but the strength of spirit, the ability to endure, to grow, to overcome, and to transform. This strength does not come from outside, it is a part of your very being. Always available, always ready. You are the source of your wisdom. You may have been taught to look to others for answers, to trust outside authorities more than your own intuition. But there is a deep wisdom within you, a knowing that goes beyond logic or learned knowledge. When you quiet the mind and listen to your heart, you will find guidance that is clear, loving, and true. Your intuition is not something foreign or mysterious. It is the voice of your soul, gently nudging you towards your highest good. You are the source of your abundance. Abundance is not merely material wealth. It is the overflowing sense of enoughness, enough love, enough joy, enough freedom. When you realize that abundance begins within, you stop chasing things and start appreciating what already is. Gratitude opens the door to more, not by force, but by alignment with the natural flow of life. All that you are seeking, peace, love, strength, wisdom, abundance, has been with you all along. It may have been covered by doubt, fear, or the belief that you are not enough, but it has never been absent. Life is not about becoming more, it is about uncovering what already exists within you. The journey is not outward, it is inward, a journey of remembering, reclaiming, and awakening to the truth that you are whole, complete, and deeply powerful. You are not here to find yourself, you are here to know yourself. To see clearly the beauty, the light, and the potential that has always been yours. When you begin to trust in what lies within, you will walk through life with confidence, peace, and a deep sense of purpose. The world may change, people may come and go, but your inner treasure remains. It is who you are, and it is more than enough. There is a voice within you that has always been there, a quiet, steady presence that knows the way, even when your mind is clouded with confusion or fear. This inner guidance is not loud or forceful. It doesn't shout to get your attention, and it doesn't demand obedience. Instead, it gently whispers, nudges, and waits patiently for you to notice. It is your truest compass, the most reliable source of wisdom you will ever have, because it comes not from outside influences, but from the depths of your own being. So much of life is lived in reaction to the outside world. We are taught to look outward for answers, to seek approval, to compare ourselves to others, and to rely on external sources for direction. From a young age, you may have been conditioned to believe that others know what's best for you, whether it's teachers, parents, experts, or society itself. But no matter how well-intentioned those influences may be, they can never truly know what is right for your soul's journey. Only you can know that, and you know it by listening inward. Your inner guidance, often called intuition, higher self, or soul wisdom, is deeply connected to the divine intelligence that animates all of life. It is not limited by logic or fear, and it is not bound by your past. It sees beyond appearances and into the truth of things. While the mind analyzes and plans, your inner guidance simply knows. It communicates not just through thoughts, but through feelings, sensations, images, and deep inner knowing. You may have felt it as a sense of peace about a decision that didn't make logical sense, or as discomfort when something looked good on paper but didn't feel right inside. These are the signals of your truest compass. The challenge is not that this guidance is absent. The challenge is that it is often drowned out by the noise of the external world and the chatter of the mind. Fear, doubt, and overthinking can cloud your perception, making it difficult to hear that still, small voice. But the voice is always there waiting for you to pause, to be still, and to listen. It never leaves you, even when you ignore it or go against it. It is patient because it knows that you will eventually return to it when the distractions fade and you are ready to remember. When you begin to trust your inner guidance, life becomes simpler and more peaceful. You no longer have to struggle to make every decision from the mind alone. You begin to rely on a deeper knowing, one that is not based on fear or the need to please others. This guidance leads you toward what is right for you, not necessarily what is right for someone else. It honors your unique path, your gifts, your timing, and it is never in a hurry.
because it is grounded in the timeless truth of who you are. Following your inner guidance doesn't mean that life will be without challenges, but it does mean you will meet those challenges with clarity and strength. You will no longer be pulled in every direction by the opinions of. You will no longer feel lost because you have a compass within that always points you toward your highest good. And even when the path ahead is unclear, your inner guidance will show you the next step and then the next, one moment at a time. To connect with this inner wisdom, you must make space for silence, for reflection, for presence. Whether through meditation, prayer, or simply being still in nature, you create the conditions in which your inner voice can be heard. You learn to trust it, to honor it, and to let it lead. In doing so, you reclaim your power. You stop giving it away to the world, and you bring it back home, to your own heart, where it has always belonged. There is a natural rhythm to life, a flow that moves through all things. The seasons change without effort, rivers find their way to the sea without resistance, and flowers bloom in their time without forcing it. This same flow exists within you, guiding your life, offering you opportunities, lessons, and moments of grace. Yet so often, the human mind resists this flow. It wants to control, predict, and force outcomes according to its own timelines and agendas. But the truth is, the more you try to control life, the more you move against its natural current, and in doing so, you create struggle, stress, and suffering. Trusting life's flow means surrendering the illusion that you are in control of everything. It means recognizing that there is a greater intelligence at work, something beyond the mind, beyond the ego, orchestrating events and experiences for your highest good, even when it's not immediately clear. Surrender is not weakness, it is profound strength. It is the courage to let go of resistance and align with the unfolding of life, to trust that things are happening not to you, but for you. The mind wants certainty, it wants guarantees, fixed plans, and clear outcomes. But life is dynamic, always moving, always changing. When you try to force life into a rigid mold, you cut yourself off from the very magic that allows unexpected blessings to arrive. Control comes from fear, the fear that things won't work out, the fear of being hurt, the fear of losing something. Trust, on the other hand, comes from love, love for life, love for yourself, and love for the divine intelligence that knows the way even when you do not. There is peace in letting go. There is a deep relief in no longer trying to manage every detail or predict every outcome. When you trust the flow, you relax into the present moment. You stop fighting what is and begin to work with it. Life becomes a dance, a partnership between your intentions and the wisdom of the universe. You set your intentions, you take inspired action, and then you let go of how it all unfolds. You realize that your job is not to control life, but to allow life to move through you with grace and ease. Trusting the flow does not mean being passive or doing nothing. It means acting from alignment, not from fear or desperation. It means listening to your inner guidance, taking the next step that feels right, and then allowing life to reveal the rest. You may not know the entire path, but you always know the next, if you are willing to listen. And as you take that step, life responds. Doors open, opportunities appear, and things begin to unfold in ways you could not have planned. There is a profound beauty in the unknown. When you release control, you open yourself to possibilities beyond what your mind can conceive. Life can surprise you, delight you, and lead you to places that are far better than anything you tried to force. What once seemed like a setback may reveal itself as a blessing in disguise. What once felt like loss may be the space needed for something new to enter. When you trust life's flow, you live with more joy, more presence, and more peace. You stop clinging to outcomes and start appreciating the journey. Each moment becomes enough, not because it's perfect, but because you are no longer fighting against. You are in harmony with life, and in that harmony, you find freedom. Letting go is an act of faith that you are supported, guided, and never alone. It is knowing that even when you cannot see the whole picture, life is always moving you toward your highest evolution. The flow of life is always there. All you have to do is let go, trust, and allow it to carry you. There is a tendency to wait for the perfect moment, for the right circumstances, for the fear to subside, or for life to give some clear sign that it's time to begin. You may tell yourself that one day, when you are ready, when things are more stable, when you feel more confident, then you will live fully. But the truth is, life is not waiting. Time is not pausing. Each moment is passing. Whether you choose to show up for it or not, now is all you ever have. And now is the only time you can truly live. It is easy to get caught in the habit of postponing your joy, your dreams, your self-expression. You may think, when I have more money, then I'll feel secure. Or when I get that job, that relationship, that recognition, then I'll be happy. But all of these conditions are illusions. They are shifting targets that keep you from recognizing the richness of this present moment. Life is not lived in the past, and it is not lived in the imagined future. It is only experienced here, in this breath, in this step, in this moment of awareness. You came into this life not to merely survive, not to go through the motions, but to be awake, alive, and fully engaged with the miracle of existence. The spark of divine energy that brought you here is not dormant. It is alive within you, and it longs to be expressed through your laughter, your creativity, your acts of kindness, your love, and your presence. But to express it, you must stop waiting. You must choose to remember who you are now, and to live from that remembrance with courage and openness. The mind may resist this truth. It may insist that you are not ready, that you need to fix something first, that you need permission. But those thoughts are part of the old conditioning, the learned limitations that keep you small. The soul, however, knows no such restriction. It calls you gently, but firmly to wake up, to see clearly that this moment is enough, that you are enough, and that everything you seek is already available when you choose to be fully present. Living fully does not mean you have to change your entire life. It means you begin to bring your full attention to each moment, to appreciate what is here now, and to engage with it from a place of authenticity and love. It means saying what needs to be said, creating what longs to be created, and allowing yourself to feel deeply, love freely, and act boldly. Life is not a rehearsal. It is happening now, and you are invited to participate fully. There is no guarantee of tomorrow. There is no certainty about how much time you have. And that is not meant to cause fear, but to awaken you to the preciousness of today. Too many people reach the end of their lives and realize they were waiting the entire time, waiting for something that was already within them. Don't let that be your story. You have the power now to live fully, not by changing everything around you, but by changing your relationship with the present. When you embrace the now, you open yourself to the flow of life. You discover that joy, peace, and fulfillment are not found in some distant future, but in your willingness to be here, now, in your body, in your breath, in your heart. Every moment becomes an opportunity to remember your true nature, to express your deepest self, and to live without holding back. Now is the time to stop waiting for permission. Now is the time to stop rehearsing your life and begin truly living it. Every moment you wait is a moment you can never get back. But every moment you choose to live fully brings you closer to the truth, closer to peace, and closer to the life you were always meant to live.